The crowded rally hall hummed with anticipation, the air thick with the energy of excited supporters. In the midst of all the clapping and cheering, the spotlight focused on the stage. Donald Trump, standing tall and confident, greeted the crowd with a familiar wave and smile. His loyal supporters roared in excitement as he raised his hand to calm them down. It was just another day at one of his political rallies, but something unique was about to unfold that would turn the entire room quiet. The lights dimmed for a brief moment before the stage manager's voice rang out through the speakers, announcing, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special surprise for you today." The audience's energy shifted from raucous applause to intrigued whispers. They weren't sure what to expect, but they knew it would be something unique. Then, from the left side of the stage, a lone figure walked into the spotlight. An older man, wearing a simple yet dignified military jacket adorned with medals, stepped forward. His face was lined with the traces of time and experience, his eyes reflecting the weight of decades spent in service to his country. The audience fell into an immediate silence, recognizing the man as a veteran, but unsure of what was coming next. He reached the microphone, his hands trembling slightly as he adjusted it to his height. For a moment he stood there, surveying the crowd before turning his gaze to Donald Trump, who stood waiting in the center of the stage, his expression now serious, curious about what was to come. The veteran took a deep breath and nodded at Trump. "Mr. Trump," he began, his voice steady but full of emotion, "I've spent my life fighting for this country. I've seen the worst of what the world has to offer, but I've also seen the strength of our people, the greatness that lies in the heart of America." The audience, sensing that something powerful was about to unfold, fell completely silent. Trump, usually known for commanding every room with his presence, now stood in quiet anticipation, his hands clasped in front of him. The veteran took another pause, closing his eyes for just a second before continuing. "There's one thing I've learned in all my years. Our country needs to stand united, stronger than ever. And I believe we've got someone who can do just that." His voice cracked slightly as he glanced once more at Trump, who gave him a brief nod of acknowledgement. "I want to sing for you, Mr. Trump," the veteran announced, "but I'm not just singing for you. I'm singing for every American who has ever fought for this country, and for every person who believes in the American dream." The crowd erupted into applause, some of them standing to their feet. The moment felt monumental, as if the room was holding its collective breath in anticipation. Without another word, the veteran began to sing. His voice, weathered but full of power, filled the room. The melody was familiar, a classic patriotic song, one that spoke of sacrifice, unity, and the enduring spirit of America. The lyrics carried the weight of generations, the stories of soldiers, families, and communities who had given everything for the country they loved. As the song echoed through the hall, Trump stood there, his expression softening, eyes focused on the veteran. The applause was replaced with absolute silence as everyone in the room took in the gravity of the moment. Trump's usual bravado had melted away, replaced by something far deeper, a respect, admiration, and perhaps a reflection on the true cost of leadership. The veteran's voice grew stronger with each note, his emotion pouring into the song. By the time he reached the final verse, the crowd was visibly moved. Some were wiping away tears, others holding their breath as the final chord rang out. When the veteran finished, the room stayed still for a beat, as if time itself had stopped. Then, slowly, the applause began. It started softly but grew louder and louder, a standing ovation for a man who had served his country with honor and who had just moved everyone in the room to their core. Trump, who had remained silent throughout the song, stepped forward, his hand extending to the veteran in appreciation. The crowd cheered again as they both shook hands, a symbol of mutual respect. Trump then turned to face the audience. "Ladies and gentlemen," Trump said, his voice thick with emotion, "what we just heard was more than a song. It was a testament to the strength and resilience of this great nation, and it's a reminder of why we fight, why we stand together, and why we will always make America great." The veteran stood proudly beside Trump, his chest swelling with pride as the crowd continued to cheer. The rally had taken a turn, not toward politics, but toward something far more human, an acknowledgement of the sacrifices that shaped the nation. As the applause continued, the veteran spoke again, his voice a little hoarse but full of conviction. "Thank you, Mr. Trump, for being a leader who listens to the people and for always keeping America's best interests at heart." Trump gave him a smile and nodded. "Thank you for your service. You're the true hero." And with that, the rally continued, but the energy had changed. What had begun as a typical event for Donald Trump had turned into a profound and emotional moment, one that reminded everyone in that room, and everyone watching, that there are moments when politics take a back seat to something greater. A moment when the power of music, sacrifice, and shared patriotism could unite even the most divided of crowds. As the applause slowly subsided, the atmosphere in the room felt different. There was a palpable shift in the energy. The room, once filled with political tension and the usual fervor of a rally, now seemed united by something deeper. The rally continued, but the echo of the veteran's song lingered in the air, shaping the course of the day in ways no one could have predicted. After the powerful moment, Donald Trump, still visibly moved by the performance, took the microphone again. His usual confidence was tempered by a moment of reflection. "What we just witnessed was a testament to the heart and soul of this nation," Trump began, his voice steady but soft, "and a reminder of the incredible sacrifices made by our men and women in uniform, the true patriots who make America what it is today." The crowd, many still wiping away tears, cheered again, this time with a different kind of intensity, one rooted in shared respect, shared memories, and a renewed sense of pride in the country they loved. Trump paused, letting the applause settle before he continued. "But this isn't just about remembering the past. This is about the future. This is about standing together as one nation, as one people, no matter our differences, no matter the challenges ahead. We are stronger together, and we will continue to rise above." His words were simple, yet powerful, echoing the sentiment that had filled the room since the veteran's song. For a moment, it wasn't about politics. It wasn't about policies or the usual partisan battles. It was about unity, about remembering the things that truly mattered. As the crowd continued to cheer, Trump gestured to the veteran. "Let's give another round of applause to this incredible man," he said. The veteran, still standing at his side, gave a modest smile and waved at the crowd. The cheers grew louder, and for a few seconds, it felt as if the world outside those rally walls didn't exist. There was no division, no conflict, just a room full of people united in their respect for a man who had given everything for his country. The veteran's performance had sparked something in everyone present. After the applause died down, the veteran was invited to speak. He took the microphone again, this time with a quieter, more somber tone. "Thank you all," he began. "Thank you for your warmth, for your support. But most of all, thank you for remembering the ones who came before us and the ones who still fight for this country. We are not just a nation of leaders. We are a nation of people. People who will never forget what it means to serve and sacrifice." His words hung in the air, each syllable adding to the growing sense of connection among everyone present. It was a moment of pure humanity, of shared emotion and shared responsibility. The applause once again echoed through the hall, but this time it was more than just the end of a performance. It was a tribute to the strength of the American spirit. Later that evening, as the rally began to wind down and the crowd slowly filed out, Trump, the veteran, and the rest of the rally's attendees remained in a state of collective reflection. What had started as another political gathering had turned into something extraordinary. It was clear to everyone who had witnessed the moment that something had shifted within them. They had seen the power of music, the power of shared history, and the power of unity. As Trump made his way off the stage, he gave a final, heartfelt wave to the crowd. "Thank you all for being part of this historic moment," he said. "Together, we are stronger than ever. Together, we will continue to make America great." For the veteran, the rally was more than just a song. It was the culmination of a lifetime of service, sacrifice, and dedication. As he left the stage that day, his heart was full. He knew that the impact of his performance would ripple through the lives of those in that room, inspiring them to reflect on the true meaning of patriotism and unity. The moment would live on, not just as a performance, but as a reminder of the strength that came from coming together, standing tall, and remembering the shared bonds that made America great. And for those who had been there to witness it, the rally would remain etched in their memories as the day when the spirit of America truly came alive, and the echoes of a war veteran's song touched every soul in the room. The night drew to a close, but the effects of the day's events would linger for much longer. As the rally ended and the crowd slowly dispersed, there was a sense that something profound had just taken place. The excitement and energy of the rally had been replaced by a deep, almost quiet reflection. People walked away, not with the usual buzz of politics in the air, but with a renewed sense of purpose and unity. As the veteran made his way to the backstage area, he was approached by several attendees. They expressed their gratitude and admiration for his performance. His words had impacted them in ways he hadn't expected, and it was clear that his message had struck a chord. The strength, resilience, and patriotism he had conveyed through his song had left him thinking about what it truly meant to be an American. Even the media, which had come to cover the political rally, found themselves captivated by the unexpected moment. Journalists stood in groups, discussing the shift in the atmosphere. What had been planned as another routine political speech had transformed into an emotional tribute to the sacrifices of veterans and the power of unity. The cameras continued to roll, capturing the faces of the attendees, many of whom were still wiping away tears. Donald Trump, watching from a distance, was also deeply moved. The gravity of the veterans' words and the reaction of the crowd had touched something inside him. It was a rare moment in his political career when he saw firsthand the potential for unity in a deeply divided nation. He had always spoken of strength and perseverance, but today, it wasn't just his words that resonated. It was a collective strength of the people who had shared in that powerful moment. Backstage, the veteran sat quietly, reflecting on the impact of his performance. He hadn't expected the attention or the response, but he felt a deep sense of pride. The song he had sung wasn't just a tribute to his own experiences. It was a tribute to every soldier who had served and every family that had sacrificed. He knew that today, he had given more than just a performance. He had given a piece of his heart, and in return, he had received something far greater, the opportunity to inspire others. As the night wore on, Trump made a point of personally thanking the veteran for his performance. He approached him, extending his hand with a smile. "That was something special," he said. "You reminded us all of what truly matters." The veteran smiled, shaking Trump's hand firmly. "Thank you for giving me the platform to share it. This country means more to me than anything, and I'm just glad to have had the chance to remind people of that." The rally may have ended, but the story didn't. It continued to unfold in the hearts and minds of everyone who had been a part of it. The echoes of the veteran's song, the power of his words, and the unity they had all experienced would resonate for days, weeks, and even months to come. The following morning, as the media buzzed about the rally and the veterans' performance, stories of unity and patriotism spread across the country. People spoke of how they had been reminded of the importance of standing together, of honoring the sacrifices made by those who served, and of remembering what truly made America great. For the veteran, the journey didn't stop there. He continued to use his platform, spreading his message of unity, resilience, and gratitude to a broader audience. The song he had sung would forever be remembered as a turning point in the rally, a moment of unexpected connection that transcended political lines and reminded people of the shared values that united them all. And as for Donald Trump, the rally marked a new chapter in his political journey. It wasn't just about policies or speeches anymore. It was about the strength of the American people and the power of shared humanity. In that moment, as a veteran song filled the air, it was clear that the greatest legacy anyone could leave was not just through politics, but through the ability to inspire and unite. The rally, the veteran, and their shared experience would become a symbol of the power of music, patriotism, and unity, a moment that, for many, would never be forgotten